Hey guys, Jamie here. So today I just wanted to talk about something that I was thinking about, and that is truth. Okay? I am always searching for the truth with anything in life. I have no problems being wrong about something. When it comes to anything really, because I'm just searching for the truth, because the truth is very, very important. It's more important than most things. And in the world we live in today, people aren't, I'm not saying everybody, of course, there's plenty of people who value the truth, and I know I see them seeking it, and then there's plenty of people who just don't seem to care about it at all. And I am on this side of the fence of truth. So I have no problems, if I've been wrong about something in the past, admitting. I just want to know the truth as quickly as possible, because the truth is going to help you, to live your best life, to protect yourself, your family, your loved ones. It's very, very important. In the world we live in today, it's almost as if you could argue both ways, that truth is harder to come across and maybe easier to come across. With social media, I know there's a lot of fakeness out there, so that argument can be made for, it's hard to find truth because there's so much fakeness, which there is. Lots of fakeness on social media, lots of fake studies paid by certain industries, lots of fakeness, okay? But on the flip side, because of social media, or our technology, you could say, because everyone has a phone and everyone's recording everything, which we weren't able to in history, we had to take information in history as truth and fact just based on who was producing it. Does that mean that it actually was truthful and factual? Who knows? But now it's starting to come out because everyone's recording everything, and it's hard to cover up the truth when everyone has technology to record everything. Okay, so I just was thinking about that today. And so this applies, truth, like I'm always searching it for all aspects of life. But obviously in this video, we're going to be talking about diet specifically. And you have to understand that the truth wants to be censored. The truth wants to be covered up. People will do anything to cover up truth. They'll pay money. They'll do lots of crazy things, okay? I think we all know what I'm getting at. You have to be so careful these days about what you say on these videos. There's like all these trigger words that, you can get you taken off. So I try to be careful of that. But yeah, so just remember that, okay? And when you're online and you're seeing what's being pumped at you constantly, it's almost as if the powers that be want this information out there. And then they're restricting people who actually are telling the truth. So it's very hard for some people to discern between truth, fact, and a lie. Because they're thinking, if this is what's getting fed to me, this is what is being produced, allowed to be put out on algorithms, and studies are being produced, then this must be truth. And you have to be very, very careful and use discernment, okay? I get lots of stuff pushed at me on my feed that I am not interested in based on my lifestyle. And I keep thinking, why does that keep happening? Well, I think we know why that keeps happening. And the people I actually want to see, that follow this lifestyle, it's hard to find now. You really just have to pay attention, okay? And use some critical thinking. And this isn't I'm not meaning to like put anybody down, but really pay attention, okay? You really have to have good critical thinking and sharp mental clarity, because a lot of people are being convinced of a lot of things these days, and it's shocking. For one, that fruit is bad for you. We've been convinced of this for so many years, that fruit is bad. or there's very inconsistent messages about it, which should be a red flag to people. Oh yeah, a little bit of fruit is good, not too much, just one or two. So some is good, but okay. And when people say like too much, not enough, like what do these words even mean? Honestly, this is a red flag to me of people trying to complicate nutrition. This, like the whole pyramid. Oh, you need this and you need that, and you need some eggs and you need some meat and you need some dairy and you need some grains and you need a little bit of nuts. Okay, well, who came up with this? Like, well, okay, I know who came up with it, but I mean, what are the intentions behind it? Okay, what are the intentions behind it? Is it to actually keep people well, or is it to actually mislead people? Because certain people benefit off that. So you just really have to be careful. And anybody who so the pyramid to me is like super complicated. And there's no other species in nature that has to look at a food pyramid. They just eat their species specific diet, and it's as simple as that. Okay, God, Mother Nature does not complicate things. And it's like people don't want it to be simple. People want complication. Honestly, I feel like people, they think, no, it can't be that simple. It's got to be complicated. I have to have, I can't have too much of that. I have to have just enough of this. I have to have so many grams of protein per body weight. Okay, it doesn't work that way. You've been conditioned and programmed into thinking it works that way. And you'll see that once you start to like deprogram. Once you stop taking in this information, you'll start to see. Okay? So I'm always seeking out truth, and that is very important to me. Some people, not so much. They don't care. They just want to be told, what is. Oh, that's what they're saying? Okay, then that's what is. And it's not that simple. We don't live in a world that's like a perfect, good. I mean, of course, I don't want to be negative. Like, we don't live in a perfect world where everybody is all good. Where there's good, there's evil. That's just life. Like, life is polarity, like men, like masculine, feminine, good, evil, life is polarity. So there's plenty of good. So I don't want to, make it seem like there's no good, because there's plenty of good. But good is harder to find. And what I mean by that is, truth is good. Truth is hard to find. You have to seek it out. Okay? But what I know to be truth, and I have no problem, like I said before, admitting if I've ever been wrong, about things. Because here's the thing. If you just didn't know, you just didn't have the information, you know what I'm saying? So it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. But what's important is that once you know you're wrong, you can admit it. Okay? You have to be able to admit it. That's the key. People are wrong all the time. There's no, like, you just sometimes you're wrong because you don't have all the information. Okay? And that's why it's so important you have to seek truth out in this world. It will not just come to you on a silver platter. Okay? So you actually have to do some work. But what I know to be truth, and this stuff gets censored, is that fruit is 100% meant for human consumption. This is what we should be getting most of our calories from, is fruit. Okay? And, we could debate this, till the cows come home. But the point is some people don't want to believe it. And if you don't want to believe it, well, then there's no point of really, debating it. You know what I mean? Some people just don't want to hear it. They don't want to know. I want to know, and some people do, but lots of people don't. Like, you could debate them and you'd waste all your energy, because you could provide them with so much evidence and they will choose not to believe it. And that's because they already have, like, some people are just like that. They don't want to see the truth. Some people can't handle it, because then they have a hard time accepting that they were wrong, or maybe that they had been manipulated. Some people have a hard time with this. But anyways, I hope I'm not getting off topic here. But this is what I know to be truth. And this is the type of stuff that will get censored, because if people know that they should be consuming lots of fruit, or at least carbohydrates, okay? At least carbohydrates, like in the form of potatoes and rice. You know, we are carbohydrate, glucose, sugar beings. But if everybody knows that, and everybody's well and healthy, I mean, I think you could see where I'm going, right? But this is what I know to be truth, is that we run on glucose without a doubt, and there's plenty of evidence to show it. And we also, you know, like, we need to eat fruit primarily. This is where a lot of your calories need to come from in order to, you know, to feel your best, to look your best, to live this one life to the fullest potential. You are going to need to eat fruit, okay? And I know there's going to be lots of people who come on here who support high carb, low fat, and you're going to come at me and say, no, I don't need fruit. I just live off rice and grains. Okay, you do you, okay? No one's forcing anything on you. And I think over time you'll come to your senses that you're going to need fruit. I'm not saying that you have to eat all fruit, but you should at least have a fruit breakfast, and a big one at that. At least, okay? That's all I'm saying, at least. I get a lot more fruit than that, but I'm just saying at least, okay? But at a minimum, you just have to understand that we are high carbohydrate creatures, and you need to eat fruit, raw honey, potatoes, sweet potatoes, you know, pumpkin squash, maple syrup, greens, vegetables, okay? And like, you need to eat things like tomatoes and peppers. I keep hearing people being fearful of these nightshades, and it's all complete rubbish, okay? Have your garden tomatoes and your garden peppers like our grandparents did, and they were just fine, okay? And eat greens and vegetables and all that good stuff, and rice, okay, at a minimum, if you're not going to eat fruit. But yeah, so that's what the truth is. That's what the truth is that we run on glucose. Glucose is not the reason why we have all our problems. It's fat, okay? High fat, high protein, but really high fat, okay? That is what's problematic. And I've been getting a lot of comments, you know, my comment section, people saying that no, sugar's the problem, not fat. And it's like, sometimes you just can't with some people because they don't want to hear it. Some people don't want to hear it, okay? But if you're a person who's actually tested all these diets out, tested them all out for yourself, you were carnivore, you were keto, then you actually tested these all out, because plenty of people have, and they know what the truth is. Okay, they know what the truth is. All you gotta do is put it to the test. You don't have to take anybody's, word. You just have to put it to the test, and it should be eminently clear to you what the answer is. Okay, and people will see it, but then again, the conditioning comes back into their mind. How we've been conditioned for so long, the programming for decades and decades, pushing a specific message. You don't understand how powerful that is, and that you literally need to deprogram, okay, and be in touch with your body, because people will see the results, but then they'll still get in their head because of the programming. Oh, I feel great and this and that, but you know, I still don't have enough protein. It's conditioning, guys, and some people just aren't ready for the truth, and some people aren't ready for the deconditioning and deprogramming, and that's just part of their path, okay? But for the people who are receptive, who do want to know about truth, this is the truth, and the sooner you realize this, the better off you're going to be. And I'm not a person who says that you have to give up other foods that you like or enjoy, but you need to make fruit and like potatoes, like high carbohydrate foods, the focus of your diet, especially for the first part of the day, and you will start to reap the benefits, okay? And you can have maybe other things that you enjoy in the evening, okay? But yeah, guys, so that's my message for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll be back again for another video. Thanks, guys. Bye.